Happy Monday. Happy Monday. Happy Monday. Happy Monday. Happy Monday, everybody. Happy Monday. I pray that you all are well. I pray that your families are well. I pray that you all had a fantastic day. I pray that you made the most of your day. I pray that you received great news on today. I pray that your health is absolutely perfect. I pray that you received phenomenal news on today. I pray that you receive phenomenal news every day of this week. I pray that when you open up your eyes in the morning that you are in great expectation of all of the amazing things that will happen to you and for you and those around you. I pray that you're so full of joy that you spread it around to as many people as you can. So, good evening, happy Monday, happy whatever day it is that you're tuning in and watching this live. If you are watching this on replay, make sure you type in hashtag replay. For those of you all who do not know, my name is Dr. JaNee Mobley. I'm affectionately known as Dr. JaNee, and I help women overcome mindsets that prevent profit, progress, and prosperity. And I teach them how to position their purpose for profit and create the life that God so desired and designed for them. Listen, if you haven't already, make sure you subscribe to my channel, and welcome to Transformational Mondays. And you may be asking yourself, what is Transformational Mondays? What is this lady talking about? Well, as a believer, the Bible tells us to be ye transformed by the renewing of our mind. And what transform means, it means to change, right? So we are to change by renovating. That's what renewal means to renovate our minds. So whenever I come to you all on Mondays, my goal is to always provide you all, good evening, always provide you all with tips, simple strategies to change your life and your business. So welcome again as you all come in. Make sure that you subscribe to my channel and share this live with about 2 or 3 people. So tonight we're going to talk about I am well. Thank you for asking. Tonight I'm going to talk about why your gift is valuable. Why your gift is valuable. Why your gift is valuable. A lot of the times what I have found is that people do not realize just how valuable they are, number one, and as a result, they don't see the value in themselves nor the gifts that they possess. And what happens is when you don't see the value in yourself, you don't see the value in your gift, and you reduce, right, yourself as well as the value of your gift. What that can look like is you may work on a job, or if you have a business, you may charge less or ask for less than you deserve. Why? Because you're seeing the value of your gift from a minimal perspective instead of a maximal perspective. So tonight I'm going to share with you all 3 reasons that I know that your gift is valuable, especially if you are a believer, and how I identified how valuable my gift is. So if you haven't already, make sure you subscribe to my channel and share this live with about 2 or 3 people. So we're going to discuss the who, the what, and the why your gift is valuable. So what makes your gift valuable? The what. Number one, excuse me, not the what. We're going to start out with who. So who makes your gift valuable? God does. It is as simple as that. Why is your gift valuable? Because of the one who gave you the gift. When I think about God, I think about his character. One of the things that I had to understand about my own life is if I am created, the Bible tells us that we are created as believers, we are created in his image and in his likeness. So we are created like him, then and in his image, then we have creativity and we are supposed to move in intentionality, which means focus, which means that everything that we do, there has to be a reason, right? We shouldn't be doing anything haphazardly because that's not who God is. God does everything intentional. Even when you read the Bible, I believe it's Genesis chapter 1, where he talks about how he formed what was absolutely nothing into great things just by the words that he spoke. So when you look at your gifts, when you look at your talents, as a believer, you're supposed to look at them from the perspective of who created you. Thank you for the hearts. Good evening, right? You're supposed to look at, and here's the thing, whenever I look at myself, because quick story, I remember growing up and I devalued the person I was, all because I didn't know whose I was and who I was, right? I lacked confidence for the first couple of years of my life that I can remember, all the way into young adulthood, all because I did not know whose I was, right? So when you're looking at your gift, and even when you're looking at yourself, as a believer, you're always supposed to gauge yourself based upon whose you are, not what people have said that you are, right? Not what your life has shown you, not what your experiences have shown you, but as a believer, you're always supposed to see yourself through the eyes of God. If you ever want to build confidence as a believer, tap into and connect to the one who created you. Okay? So when you're looking at the value of your gift, you assess it by the one who gave you the gift, which is the gift giver. When I look at one of my favorite stories, when I think about purpose and I think about gifts, I think about Jeremiah chapter 1. And if you ever study the Bible, Jeremiah chapter 1 is literally a conversation that Jeremiah is having with God. When I did some research and not even deep diving, I realized that Jeremiah was a child in Jeremiah chapter 1. For those of you all who are familiar, that is the passage. I don't remember the exact scripture, but it's Jeremiah chapter 1. And he tells Jeremiah that before I formed you in the womb of your mother's belly, I knew you. Right? But you have to keep in mind that Jeremiah was a child. And God is literally having a conversation with Jeremiah, showing him who he is. But Jeremiah, in the state that he was in, he couldn't see the value that he possessed because he wasn't looking at himself through God's eyes. He was looking at himself through his own eyes. So he devalued himself and could not see the value that God had placed in him and in the gifts that he's given him, right? So, just as God told Jeremiah, before I formed you in the womb of your mother's belly, I knew you. Now, let's just stop for a minute. When you think about that, when I think about that scripture, one of the things that comes to mind for me, and the thing that I had to realize, is that before God gave Jeremiah, and even if you want to personalize this for you, before God gave Jeremiah eyes, before he made him an embryo in his mother's womb, right? Before he formed his body, gave him toes, and all of these things, God knew him. Think about that for a minute. Before he was created, God knew him. And that says something about the character of God. That out of all of the things, he said, look, I'm going to create Jeremiah, and you can put your name in this blank. I'm going to create, I'll put my name in the blank, Dr. JaNee or JaNee for such a time as this to do this very thing. Right? So before he formed us, he knew us. He discerned us. And this tells me that before he created us, he knew the intention and the gift that we would bring to this world and bring to this world. Here is the thing, and this is the take home message for the who part. You didn't give yourself the gift, God gave you the gift. And because of who gave you the gift, that makes your gifts infinitely valuable. That means you cannot even put a monetary value on the gift that God gave you. Whenever you look at yourself, always see yourself and your gifts from the perspective of the gift giver. So, number one, why is your gift valuable? It's because who gave you your gift. Number two, what? What makes your gift valuable? Here's the other thing. You got to understand that your gift is a solution to somebody's problem. If you're typing in the chat, I want you to type in solution. Always see your gift, always see your purpose as a solution to somebody's problem. That alone makes it valuable. I want you to think about being in a tunnel with about 5 or 10 people, and it is completely dark, and you all are trying to navigate yourself out of this tunnel. Nobody has a light. Nobody knows in what direction to go. But as you feel around in your pockets, you feel a flashlight. You feel some type of light. You may even have your phone on you, right? And you turn on the light, and instantly what was darkness now is illuminating with light. People are very excited because, oh my gosh, we can figure out a pathway to get out of here. Why? Because you brought the light so that they can see. Always see your gifts as a solution to your ideal clients, your customers' problem. Whatever they are experiencing, you as in your industry, you are their solution. That's what makes your gift valuable. You solve someone's problem. That's how you always think about it. I don't care if you cook. Here's the thing. People are hungry. And if we don't eat, ultimately, we will die. That's a problem that you have a solution for. So quit minimizing your gift as, oh, you just cook. Do you realize that there are people around the world who are making lots of money off of recipes, who are making lots of money off of creating cookbooks, who are making lots of money because they opened up restaurants? And here's the thing. They may have similar, if not the same recipe that you have. But what is the difference between you and them? They had something that you need, which is belief. Belief that they are valuable. Belief that people are hungry or whatever it is. If you are a cook or a chef, people are hungry enough and they will pay you to eat the delicious food that you prepare. So number one, the reason why your gifts are valuable, number one, who gave you the gift? Number two, understanding what? Your what is you are a solution to somebody's problem. And finally, number three, what makes your gift valuable is the why. The why. Your gift is why you were created. I want you to think about that. Your gift, your purpose, that's why you are here. Remember, one thing that I understand and I know to be true is that God is never haphazard about anything that he does. He's very intentional. When you look throughout the scriptures, God has a plan and had an intention for everything that he did. When he created Jesus Christ, he had an intention. For Esther, who was an orphan, who was raised by her cousin, he had an intention. For Moses, he had an intention. For Joshua, he had an intention. Just as those individuals had gifts, they had purpose. It was the reason that they were created. It's the reason why you are here. If you are working on a job and you feel unfulfilled, and you're saying to yourself, there has to be more, that means that there is more. That means that your purpose is calling you, and it's time for you to move forward. Good evening, good morning, good whatever time, good afternoon you are watching this. You will never be fulfilled in life until you execute and move in your purpose. I don't care what your life looks like. Understand that you were created for a purpose, and it is time for you to walk in it. It's time for you to see your gifts as valuable. It's time for you to understand that the one who gave you the gifts never makes any mistakes. That the reason that your gifts are valuable are all because he gave them to you. You got to understand that you are a solution to somebody's problem, and they're seeking, they're waiting, they're praying for you. But you got to make a decision to step up and execute and make them aware through your marketing that you have the solution to their problem. And lastly, you have to understand that your gift was the reason why you were created. And here's the thing. One of the worst things that you could ever do is die. Just like millions of people have died without executing and without moving in your gifts and in your purpose to make somebody's life so much better. So I hope this helped you all. If you haven't already, make sure you subscribe to my channel. I appreciate you all. Have an amazing evening. And remember to know your worth. Good night, y'all. Bye.